My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. You have Lunar Coven and... oh, Lazarus League. 5 copies of Erratic Assistant, as well as 5 copies of Moon Ritual in the base deck. Arcos Reservation, once per battle we can select a heart to gain 3 Ember, because we're not going to need any Ember casting our base spells. Also got 2 copies of Silver Strike in the base deck, and 2 copies of Potion Kit. Also worth noting, 1 final Nightingale. 1 Ember 2 size, Stealth 2, on New Moon, Multi-Strike 2 as well. Cool. Serapaternus, Chosen of Savagery, is going to be trying to destroy us. Moonstone? I don't have any... oh, okay, I guess Silver Rituals do damage. But Celestial Sails on deployment phase draw a non-damage spell from your deck. It costs -1. 9 times out of 10, that's just going to draw a Moon Ritual for me right now. I guess I'm okay with that, though. Battleborn, Slay to permanently gain Conduit, or Mystic Hammer. Turn it to New Moon, and in New Moon, gain 50 additional damage. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that I can get a... whatchamacallem? Eclipse Chamber Floor together for Nightingale and Ardun to live on. Don't need to Moon Ritual again. We get them all down. I can't even get that collector. Oh, hold up. No, I might be able to get that collector. It depends on what the potion kits brew, though. Unstable 5, that'll do it. And here I was worried. Let's start building the regen one. I think I'll probably get time enough to use it. Damn, they're doing good damage down there. Just courtesy of Astrael coming in with all of the sap on it. Oh, I replaced the ability on Ardun. Oops. That said, I did want the additional health on Ardun, so... how apologetic can I really be? Let's get the... let's up that regen, actually. If we get that regen amount high enough, it'll matter. Affection. Oh, this is like in my mind the iconic Lunar Coven starter pack. Gravity with New Moon Descend, Full Moon Ascend. There's Starstruck with on Full Moon a Blind Dazed 1. And then Phase Blessing, restore 5 health, healing of maximum health, applies armor instead. I really like the idea of taking a Phase Blessing. just for some defense for the front line. Twist Assistant gives the ability to give Trample and Strike gain Rage 2. Both incredible for this build. I will also say, Ardun, you would really like It's Alive. Just gives you lifesteal as well as 7 additional damage. You lifesteal basically all of your health back pretty comfortably. I mean, I guess for the same reason you'd like Sanguine Assistant. I think that Twisted Assistant is the most important for me there, though. The trample matters. Merchant of Arms, Merchant of Steel, Merchant of Magic, Lunar Coven. Okay, let's go Merchant of Steel, Lunar Coven. Endless, Large Stone. Interesting. If I really wanted to get nutty with it, I could Large Stone and Nightingale. Well, I mean, probably not. We could take Shade Guard. Shade Guard Nightingale floor. It's a classic. I almost feel like I should Large Stone the Shade Guard just in anticipation of getting a Mini Stone later. Obviously, it makes it unplayable with the Nightingale at the moment, unfortunately. It's the primary reason I probably shouldn't do that. Giving Nightingale 14 additional damage at the moment. I really want to reroll looking for Mini Stone. Quick. Oh, I have to be looking for more if I'm going to reroll here. It can't just be those two, is it? Tight Knight. Tight Knight on Shade Guard. Also pretty good. Cool, I'm doing it. Oh, wow. Smidgestone and Speedstone. See, if I Smidgestone that Shade Guard, it can go on the same floor as Ardun. That makes for a pretty good floor, I think. Especially if I can get an Eclipse Chamber, so even more reason to hit up the Merchant of Arms in the second area. Knights of Entropy. So I do need to clear out the frontliners from the enemy before hitting them. You didn't get quick, so you're not going to be good at doing that, Nightingale. So yeah, I can set up as high as possible here. Yeah, because I'm going to need chumps to bump these nerds. There's no way I can reach that collector. That would have to be potion kits. Trample goes on the Nightingale, so I'll go potion kit, potion kit. You can fish. Rage. I will immediately throw because I'm looking for... Missed it. I'm looking for unstable, otherwise I'm not capable of collecting the collector there. Oh, I missed out on using Aquads for the Calcified Ember removal. Definitely should have done that. Oh, the things that are clear in retrospect. Looks like we're doing all good. I'd love someone who really wants to wear all of this equipment, though. Some way to make additional benefit out of all of this. Nice. Got some spikes for our frontliner, so the Savage Chairman as well as the enemy's damage shield both get shredded pretty quickly. Meddler. I do like facing the moon. Do I like facing the moon that much? Hell, maybe it's just Bloody Moon. Directly delete an enemy. That's been a problem for us. Sanguine Assistant, craft a Vampire Sooth for healing. I mean, you know, getting lifesteal on Shade Guard will keep it alive. It's just the speed at which it does it that's of concern. Planetarium. Right, friendly units, Conduit 5, oh. Bloodthirsty Blade in a world where I already have a Nightingale in the deck sounds good. Eclipse Chamber would cost 40 if I saw it on a reroll. I could either reroll or I could make the Bloodthirsty Blade deployable here. I gotta go with deployable. No, thank you, Wax and Spike. Luna Coven. Ooh, Spike of the League. X Reanimate. I don't really need that conduit. Give me X Reanimate. I'll figure out how to use that effectively. Even if eventually it is just, you know, survive X more hits. That's X more hits. Hell yeah. Do I drop a huge Spike of the League? Or, no, I burn the Calcified Ember as well. Start getting some rage so we can get the Nightingale more. This Nightingale needs to be slain constantly. Unfortunately, we triggered a giant amount of Siphon on that previous floor. I mean, I feel like I should probably give the Vampire's Tooth to the front line. Yeah, you're gonna just really wield that. Yeah, it's hard to screw up now. Moon Ritual literally just for the growth at the end of the turn. I got way too many of these scissor hands. I do need to find another unit to field those. Ugh. He gave too much rage to Archeon. Now Archeon's very powerful. I still think we're okay. But I am significantly less convinced of that than I was previously. Okay, thankfully the Shade Guard has enough health and reanimate that we are a-okay. I was worried. Oh. Graft double-edged arms. Literally give multi-strike straight up to Ardun. Just delete units on its floor. I mean, yeah. Yeah. There's also Combustion Suit to try and turn it into a bit more AoE from our multi-striker and Nightingale, but it's got to be double-edged bearer, I think. Well, so here's the thing. I still don't have a way to kill Rage Wings before Rage Wings kill my things. Test Subject Alpha offers that. It does. It's a great wielder of the Bloodthirsty Blade. It is. Ugh. Fine. I'll take the additional energy as well so that I can cast it. 100% I need to go with Steel now. Guess I'm a little less impressed by Smidge Stone in this circumstance. I give a single Strength Stone to the Test Subject Alpha. Then reroll. Yeah, this is pretty easy then. Multi-Strike goes on Test Subject Alpha. Large Stone goes on the Shade Guard. It's an Infurium well, so interesting. Mr. Camera will get us the ability to get 100 additional damage there instead now. I honestly kind of think I should get another Shade Guard. I don't get to play it at the very start of the fight, but that's okay. It's a really good card. Kel. I can survive Kel pretty easily with... honestly, maybe I don't even use that Subject Alpha in this one. Nightingale's not going to be very good. Oh, no, I have the Fells. I'll be able to give Nightingale some additional health. Ooh, right. Don't have the capacity for that. Right, our alternative is Shade Guard, Ardun, Test Subject Alpha, you get the Bloodthirsty Blade. That's fine. Yeah, we can run that. Yeah, pretty sure that enemy dies as it ascends, so we're all good there. Lifesteal for our frontliner. Gonna be pretty much all's well ends well on that one. Don't really want to mute my units. Yeah, I'm fine with the incant down there, I guess. Oh, I mean, if we already win on the bottom line, no need to adjust anything then. We basically don't get to play this fight how we want to play all of the other fights. That's okay. Cover of Night, face a new moon, apply 5 damage and stealth 1 to friendly units. Very good on that floor for us right now. Brain transfer. Transfer damage and all debuff and buff effects to the front friendly units. I do like that. Scrap for parts though. Consume, sacrifice. Draw a unit, apply plus 40 damage and 0 cost to it. It seems like a really good deck for it. I got a lot of wheat. Wheat? No, I got a lot of chaff in with this wheat. Oh, Merchant of Magic though. Merchant of Magic and a Lazarus Banner. Oh, this is gonna be my last opportunity to hit a Lazarus Banner. How much do I care about a Lazarus Banner? There's only like 2 pieces of equipment, 2 characters that I really care about, who care about the amount of equipment that I would equip to them. I could also hit a Merchant of Trinkets instead, then follow up with a Merchant of Arms, giving me 2 opportunities to look for maybe the Eclipse Chamber or something relate. Yeah, okay, I gotta. Swift Steel Dagger is still really good, even if it's not an Eclipse Chamber. Yeah, I'll take that. End of turn, unstable increases by 5. Icky. Split Anvil. Ugh, it's barely going to reduce the cost of anything, but it's probably better for me than Catalyzing Agent I'm not using. Number of choices when you mix increases by 1. Surgeon's Suture. Equipping a friendly unit resource into full health. It's not bad. Starter Street. First unit you summon each turn gets Conduit 4. I'll take that because it is good additional damage for Ardun. I should probably take Surgeon's Suture. I'll find it handy that I have that, but I don't appreciate having it right now. Non-boss enemies gain multi-strike, giving me the ability to set up a little higher than I otherwise might have. Love it. Having this sacrificial floor down on the bottom gives me the ability to get a lot more value. Replace the equipment later if it's important. Hell yeah. Twisted Assistant, I'll scrap you for parts, drawing out a Double-Edged Breaker. Yeah, here's the bad thing. Because I have a lot of units in the deck that want to be sacrificed, I have a lot of units in the deck that want to be sacrificed. What a burden. I mean, at least you're still dealing 100 damage as you're doing that. So that's not half bad. Thank you for the double-edged arms. I'll freely admit, I don't really have much I can do with these potions, so I'm just gonna fish. And throw a bunch of those swords away. Okay, we would have gotten a huge amount of value out of the Bloodthirsty Blade in this fight. It came in with, what, 10? It's up to 25 right now? It's actually less than I thought it was going to be honest with you. I was ready to say a much larger number than that. That said, it's much more than enough. Hell, Cover of Night Mark II. I'll take another copy. Faulty Body. Apply Fragile and Smikes 40 to a friendly unit. And then there's also the Organ Harvester. 2 Ember, 10 damage. On Slay, gain Reanimate 1. I really like on Slay, gain Reanimate 1. I really believe in its potential. I don't know if it has potential in this here deck, this here right now, though. Neither Faulty Body. Acid Shower I could certainly see more. Easier to throw on the bottom line by itself. Just easier to amp a bunch of unstable damage against. Yeah, honestly, I've been talked around. This is probably the last, like, reasonable, thank you, attempt that I can make to get the Eclipse Chamber in this run. I'm so glad I got it. Combine 2. Stasis Crystal. There's certainly a part of me that wants to put the Nightingale in a Stasis Crystal and then jump it out just in time to then replace his equipment with something better. But then who's defending the Test Subject Alpha on the bottom line? Because, like, that makes our lines Eclipse Chamber, Shade Guard, Nightingale are doing level 2. And then bottom floor, Bloodthirsty Blade, Test Subject Alpha. So who's defending you? I think I can find enough value in that to make it worthwhile. Maybe I should save my money on this one. Merchant of Steel, what could you even do for me? Oh, Nightingale has no upgrades? I don't know how that happened. Especially now that I have the Eclipse Chamber, I'm going to have to fix that. The Eclipse Chamber, by the by, just in case we haven't gone over it recently enough, It means new moon effects on the floor of the Eclipse Chamber are always active, and silent units gain 15 additional damage on resolve. Those silent units, of course, including both Shade Guards as well as Nightingale. And also, it being new moon typically benefits those silent units as well. Beautiful. Easily stasis you for a couple of turns safely. Oh, I can't even keep that bottom line alive if I try. So rather than trying, let's throw units elsewhere. That'll do. I did want to get a Shade Guard on the midline first, but it's undeniable that one is needed on the bottom. Yeah, I'm not really going to be able to let that Chosen Bastion ascend without taking way too much damage to it, so it's time to pop the Nightingale out. I can chump block happily with just a single erratic assistant that floor, thankfully. Then a giant Spike of the League decreases the cost of this Stable Shower. Oh, right, I did forget. I should be playing the... Oh, wait, hang on. I do still need to leave it in New Moon for the sake of the Shade Guard on the bottom line. Double-edged bearer. Scrap for parts. Giving me a double arms. And then we'll get the Twisted Assistant to die as well so that I can get the Nightingale. A bit more trampling equipment. That'll do. Yeah, I suppose the big up I really need is energy. Ritual Tome. Titan Skin 2 to a friendly unit. Not half bad. Minds of Their Own. Definitely just free attacks on the bottom line consistently. Worth it. I'll take the energy despite the fact that I really want to have not had to do that. Alas, here we are. Oh, shouldn't have gone here first. I'm not being made to behave for my mistakes, thankfully, though. Triple stack. Triple stack's pretty interesting on the Spike of the League. Apply 3x reanimate. I could also decrease the cost of something by 4, but eh. I honestly don't think either of these are particularly impactful in the deck. I'm going to hit the triple stacked Spike of the League because I want to. Not doing it necessarily because I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to throw an additional multi-strike my way, I'll throw it on the Nightingale. I mean, if I reduce its size to 1, then I can put 2 Shade Guards and the Nightingale on the same line, but then who defends their subject alpha? Does anyone have to? Someone has to. Hero farm. Incant, apply armor 2 to friendly units. Silent units gain 1 additional damage. It's pretty good for an Eclipse Chamber floor. That's going to be a lot better than Mystic Hammer. Alright. We'll diversify there. Normal enemy units restore 150 health if they move up a floor. That's fine. I can just wait for a shield steward. Sorry, Shade Guard. Oh, hell yeah. Scrap to get some double arms. Then a Spear Steward with 50 damage to the second line. And we can even throw Moon Ritual and Cover of Night, both on this line. I mean, sure, I'll get 15 stacks of Reanimate on this Shield Steward, why not? That sounds like a very reasonable thing to do. Minds of their own. Sets up for a little bit more Moon Phase. I don't really have space for all of my assistants at this point, which is a pretty big problem. Well, damn. I think we're going to grow enough damage on that floor. This to really work out. Hell, even without a Nightingale attacking. Oh, that's perfect. Get that Reanimate working on the bottom line. Oh my god. Well, we buff Athane a bunch, so that was the goal, right? Because if that wasn't the goal, I made a huge mistake. So, Ultra Buff to Thane is here. She's currently winning the fight. I'm not about that, so I'm gonna unfreeze Nightingale and then just watch as how fortunes change. All I needed was a damage dealer. Lunacy. Phase X times apply 1x conduit. I don't really care about the total amount of phases. Moonrise, gain an ember, face a new moon. Face the full moon, actually. Not new moon, but I'm still pretty happy to take that. Replicate array. Remove the equipment from a unit, copy the unit. That's really good for me to get a second Nightingale pretty easily. There's also a world where we could take the Organ Harvester and strap it to the Bloodthirsty Blade, and our bottom line is literally just Test Subject Alpha, Bloodthirsty Blade, and the Organ Harvester. It makes us very good as long as there are at least like 2 or 3 chump enemies each line for us to be gaining that off of. Because otherwise, without dualism, it's not like a huge amount of reanimate we're really gaining there. It's got to be Replicate Array or nothing, I think, here. I desperately want to hit the Merchant of Magic, but realistically, I should probably hit the Merchant of Arms just so that I have another defensive unit. I could just play one of them on the bottom line. I could just do that. Screw it, I'll do it. On deployment phase, draw a room card from your deck, reduces cost to 0. With Eclipse Chamber already having 0 cost in the deck. Sorry, being deployable rather. Can't do that. Versatile Emberstar, draw 1 when you play 3 different kinds of card in a turn. Ooh. On deployment phase, draw an equipment card from your deck and reduce its cost to 0. So the Bloodthirsty Blade is already 0 cost. Sorry, it's already in the opening hand. 2 potion kits are being drawn. Swift Steel Dagger and Stasis Crystal. Let's look at this Merchant of Magic. Intrinsic -1 cost is huge. That gives us the ability to like scrap for parts something on very first turn. Gives us the ability to get all of that reanimate on the very first turn. Probably the most impactful version of that, to be honest. I will also say -1 and Permafrost is a huge hit in the world where I've got this Replicate Array that I don't know when I'm using. I'll also say -1 intrinsic on Cover of Night is pretty incredible for the first turn setup. Plus then magic power is kind of minimal. -1 cost. I mean, realistically, we don't need Minds of Their Own to cost 3. Consume removal and Spell Chain. I'll say Spell Chain could definitely go on the Cover of Night. I think I could Consume Remove something, or I could -2 cost then Consume Remove. Nothing really wants that. I could let Spike of the League cycle through the deck. Scrap for parts is not really that relevant after the first cycle. Yeah. Moving that Consume, gaining Spell Chain on Cover of Night. I have so many jump units. I really want to just be able to rely on the fact that I have so many jump units in this deck that I will draw a unit that can jump on that bottom line appropriately early enough. Although, I will say, worst case scenario, I do have the ability to give 2 turns of stealth to the bottom line. I mean, overall, it's got to be Moonridge or Silver Strike that gets out of here. Probably Silver Strike at this point. -2 consume for a Bloody Moon, and let's go. That's the responsible thing to do and all. Oh, this twisted backwards goes so wild on the bottom line. So what's happening down here that's screwing me? I'm getting all of those down, then 16, 16's 42, 16, 16, 18, 30. How are you getting both of these down then? I'm actually quite confused by this. Also, I can't even use my Stasis Crystal on the second line. Very confused. Double Edge Bearer itself is not enough to keep us alive on the bottom line. Aqua's Reservation for 21 stacks of Reanimate on the Shade Guard seems to be enough to get us there. Just. Arms is for Ardun. We've also got Shade Guard to drop on that floor, then Cover of Night over the top of them. I can also drop a Sanguine Assistant. I really want to hit that with Scrap for Parts as well, but I can't. I can hit this with Scrap for Parts, though. Hey! The Surgical Suture comes in handy! We full heal the Shade Guard on the bottom line with just a 0-cost piece of equipment. Mines of their own bottom floor. Hell yeah. Thankfully, we drew into the Quick Blade for Nightingale to be able to take down an enemy before they cause us too much of a problem on that floor. So I really don't want to lose my Shade Guard. Thankfully, the Shade Guard now no longer has its melee weakness. So we are absolutely, at this point, all good. Actually, I think Replicator Ray is a perfect thing for these Shade Guards because they've already grown a bunch in size. Oh yeah, I can even throw additional pieces of equipment on both of them. Although now that I'm doing well on this floor, I do want to replace it with something. I think, like, realistically, what I should do is just spike the league again. I think 31 reanimate's probably enough, right? Turns out the answer to that, definitely yes. Let's see how low we go. Good Lord, Nevin, we lost 12 of our hard-earned reanimation stacks. Moonrise. They get to get additional Ember in the opening here. I'll use that to summon a Shield Steward down there. I do want to be greedy with these cards. Twist Assistant, who I'll then eat. Twisted Back is huge for that line. I'll even double up on Cover of Night and then throw an Erratic Assistant down first. Well, there goes our survivability for the bottom line. Unless... Aqua's Reservation. I want 24 reanimate on Dead Subject Alpha, and I want it yesterday! I could give you the Cover of Night, but realistically, that's not what's causing damage to you on that floor. Realistically, it's the corruption. Okay, that will stop all of the corruption. Huge. If I have to come up with a new chump block for the bottom line every round, I will. That said, now I have the opportunity to jump that Shade Guard onto the board, so now I can hit Replicator Ray for another Shade Guard on this second line. Let's go for Phase Blessing on the bottom line for some additional HP. You can have multi-strike now. I guess I can scrap this one for parts. Yeah, that ought to do. Helps thin down the deck dramatically there. Minds of their own, just manages the entire bottom floor by itself. That frontliner is going to die pretty soon to its corrupt. Well, no, I don't have to let that be the case. I'll just change that then. I mean, I want to replace equipment with these, but it wouldn't be to my benefit. Oh, big old spike of the league for another 12 reanimate stacks on the test subject alpha. That'll help keep this going. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that Savagery goes down next turn. Maybe not the... maybe not Dominion, though. Oh, just Dominion. The additional damage gets us over the top. Beautiful. Actually, hang on. I'm going to immediately end this, because this could be a very quick run. Come on. I think our most recent was 53. I don't think I spent 4 minutes in a polar screen or anything like that here. No, but I did guild scrap for parts finally. One of the final cards in the Lazarus League, the other of the Lazarus League being 9-lived Nightmare, which I would very happily see in the next episode. If the episode itself didn't count as a speed run, the outro will. My name's Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my contents of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past the names of the people who generously supporting me on Republic on patreon.com/Rhapsody Plays out above the thank you and a special thanks to this episode. Corbo. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves and hopefully see you all next time.